It was around 1849 that noted French writer Jean-Baptiste Alphonse Karr uttered the now popular phrase, "The more things change, the more they stay the same." And it certainly appears that's the case when we consider the attitude of some men in the upper echelons of the PNP to women being in their space, women who have the capacity to perform and have been performing. It seems to me, Daniel, listeners, it's a case of the more things change, the more they remain the same. Here are PNP second-tier aspirants Richard Azan and Ian Hales speaking about Central Manchester MP Rhoda Crawford, speaking in 2021, and before them in 2019, then PNP VP Senator Damien Crawford, speaking about East Portland MP aspirant, now current second-term MP Anne-Marie Vaz.
I want to understand, because I teach you come for teach. Why it's a fight against history? It's a fight against history because East Portland people say they want tourism. I have a degree in tourism. I have a master's in tourism. I lecture tourism. And yet still, because of her class and her color, some people said this lady is more qualified than me. East Portland said they want education. I teach a high school. I teach a UCC. But because of her class and her color, people said this lady better than me. I asked on Wednesday, the Workers for the People's National Party. I say, how come a lady with 3 helpers, a walker take up clothes off a line and then she action and she's acting and. But if you look at potential, the furthest this lady will go is Mrs. Vaz. Mrs. Vaz, if you look at potential, how far can I go and how far will you come with me?
How can you change a minister for your bench warmer? Now people are benching. A bench warmer. You are a minister down here. Minister of National Security. And you move to Minister of Nothing. You are one of the most successful businessmen in the country. Bench warmer. Minister of bench warmer. But you look like something with the right up yourself. Old time people used to say, this is some of them, you're going to be like bamboo fire. She's a bamboo fire in Central.
Richard Azan, before him Ian Hales and Damien Crawford. Not only false but asinine and offensive comments, and also politically dunce, uttered by men in the PNP about 2 women from humble beginnings who've offered themselves for service in politics and are now doing well. And it's not a case where we are saying that women in the political arena are above criticism. But my God, criticize the performance if you must, but leave the personal attacks out the window. But you know, why some of these guys in the PNP have gotten personal in their criticism, you know, it's because there's not much to criticize regarding the performance of the women. Ms. Crawford, for example, here's a young woman who lived in 4 different communities in central Manchester, battled to educate herself, and is now offering herself for service and doing well. And when you speak to the people in the constituency, they tell you every week she's up to something positive. Yes? Apart from welfare programs and education initiatives, they speak about the fixing of areas which have been dilapidated and affected by potholes, including the Winston Jones Highway, Topgrove, Greyground, Mayday, Albion, sections of Clarkstown, and I could go on and on. In Mrs. Vaz's case, a similar story. Almost every other week she's up to something substantive and positive. And she has put her doubters to shame, yes, and established herself as one of the best MPs in the country. Put to shame the audacity and arrogance of Damien, who thought she could not be more than Mrs. Vaz. I don't want people to think this sort of attitude among some men is limited to the political arena. It exists in other fraternities, for example in the legal fraternity, where some of the senior male attorneys, they don't too like the participation of women. And if you hear them speak off the record, you'd be surprised. Yes, even women who have demonstrated their capacity, where they ride and suggest they have no sense. If you listen to them, Paula no sense, Marlene has no sense, Kamina, Caroline Hay, they don't like women excelling at the highest level. But you know, we have to call them out. Yes? We have to call them out and seek to rid the country of this benighted and backward attitude towards women participating at the highest levels. Yes? The attitude is unfortunate and should not have existed at all. But given that it does exist, it's time to ensure it stays in the past. That's what's on my mind this morning.